Yo, welcome to the New Level Podcast, the number one podcast for individuals who want true body confidence in their bodies. Today's episode, we have an actual student interview with one of my students who've been in the program for about a month, getting results. And I want to share her experience with everybody listening in right now. So if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching this on Facebook Live, make sure you leave hashtag replay down below if you got some sort of value out of today's episode. All right, moving forward, if you're listening to this on Anchor, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave a review down below as well. If you all don't know who I am, by the way, I am Coach Jay, owner of Ask You Fitness. And 7 years ago, I was too small to look in high school. Like I was the youngest. I wasn't the youngest, but I was the smallest in high school, 110 pounds, 5'9", with no confidence at all. 7 years down the line, I'm 185 pounds with more confidence than I can ever imagine. But that's not why you're here. You're here to hear how I help my students. And so we have a student interview, and I want to introduce this student to you all. Could you please let us know your name?
Hello, my name is Brandi. I'm a student at Ask You Fitness.
Awesome. And we appreciate you showing up today, Brandi. This interview is really going to speak to so many people, honestly, because at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people try, but a lot of people don't get results, even the smallest things, and so I want really us to hone down on what results you've seen and how you got there so far, because we're on a 6-month program. We literally just got started. And if you saw some progress, that's big progress. All right. So could you please share with us why you decided to join Ask You Fitness in February?
I would say definitely because I needed some guidance, some structure, some knowledge, because, I was starting my fitness journey and I was just all over the place, just winging it, no structure, no knowledge, not knowing what I was doing. So I knew to maximize my results, to get the results that I wanted and to improve, that I needed to take it to another level and speak to somebody that was knowledgeable in that area.
Definitely. I love that personally, because number one, I wish I had that opportunity. I probably did. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of stubborn. Just me, looking back 6-7 years. When I first stepped into the gym, I saw trainers. I asked trainers, but I didn't invest in a trainer, and so it took me a lot longer to get where I wanted to be, confident in my body. But I love that you chose me as a coach to help guide you to that goal, because once upon a time, I didn't know what to do. And then through experience and helping other people, now I'm able to share that information with you to help you along the way. And so my second question leads to, what changes have you noticed so far since joining Ask You Fitness in February?
Oh, gosh. I've had some amazing changes already. Definitely have lost some inches.
Okay.
Amazingly so. I definitely see my muscle definition is coming in more.
Nice.
My upper body, my back is toned up, more energetic as far as my sprints go. It's just, I've seen some amazing results already. So I'm definitely excited to see, how those things continue to improve and change for the better.
Most definitely. And it's only been a month. A lot of the times we can try, but we don't get the results. And a lot of people get this confused. Not just people that I've helped coach and get clarity on, but people in general. When we work, we feel as though we're getting progress. But there's a difference between being busy and actually working, being productive, doing things that actually get you the results. And the fact that you've noticed both, some inches off and endurance, those are two different things. One is physical, one is internal. A lot of the times we see internal results before external, because what's inside gets to show on the outside later on. But I love that you've been seeing both within just 4 weeks. So that's amazing. Honestly, I appreciate you sharing that. So my third question for you, and I know this is going to help a lot of people. We have 2 more questions in this episode, is how have you been able to stick to workouts in your nutrition plan, in your daily routine being in the program?
I would definitely say it was a 100% mindset shift for me. And just reminding myself of my why. Why did I start this program? And anytime I slack, because let's be honest, still human. Or may have a moment, I'll just go back to, okay, you're doing this because you know, and making sure that my why is bigger than just the superficial things, you know. So not only do, of course, you know, I want the look, but not only do I want the look, I want the health that goes with it. I want the discipline that goes with it. I want everything that goes along with that complete shift. Right. So keeping my mind on that is, I would say, has helped me a lot to stay focused.
So true. I love how you put it, honestly, because a lot of people want fitness for the look, or it could be for health reasons. But the thing is, it's like that's what gets you excited, you know, like the physical part, but it's really the internal part, your reason why, on what keeps you in that identity, meaning to keep going. And I love that you mentioned that you're human too. You know, you miss some days. I'd be lying if I say I'm perfect. I've missed some days. Between the last 4 weeks, I probably missed some days as well. But it's all about who you remind yourself who you are in the moment. Your why is so powerful. And I think a lot of people may have heard this a lot of times. So we're not here to make a motivational speech. We're here to literally like share how we got there together. And so with that being said, this isn't a question I wrote down, but I wanted to ask you, like, how do you remember finding your why? Do you remember?
I would say it was something of just looking at my lineage, just looking at where I was, and just waking up and realizing, okay, I can be better than where I'm at now. You know, like, this is not it for me. I can be better. I can do better. It was kind of just like a smack in the face of realizing, like, where I am now or where I was, that was the result of the choices that I made, the decisions that I made. So my why was, I want to do this differently. You know, I want to improve. Right. And it kind of just snuck up on me. It wasn't something that I like sought out, like, let me find my why. It's like, no, the why was like, it smacked me in the face. So
right.
Yeah.
Most definitely. No. That in sentence right there, like, it kind of like smacked you in the face. That's how I found my why, as being a coach. But way before becoming a coach, it was me working out. And for me, I found it by watching a Netflix movie. So when I was laying down, I wasn't thinking this is gonna help me start my fitness journey or help me take my health serious. It was more of the fact, like, wow, I seen somebody else do it that was like me. Why can't I? And so when you explain yourself or how you found your why and how it smacked you in the face, it's because you weren't seeking at the time, but you saw, and then you reflected it back on where you were, you know. And I think that's so powerful, because that's exactly what community is for. A lot of people struggle on motivation or discipline and consistency altogether. But the truth of the matter is, you lack those things. You're struggling on them mainly because you're not surrounded by people who have been where you are and gotten where you want to be. When you see it that way, your why is a strong reason why, literally. So I love that. Now, my last question for you is, what keeps you motivated and on track with your program? So besides your why, what keeps you motivated and on track with your program? And what advice would you give to others who may be struggling on that?
I would definitely just say, like, I'm in love with the process. You know, so I definitely would say, like, falling in love with every moment, every minute. Like, I love when I'm doing a set and it starts to, you know, I can feel it. You know, I can feel certain things. And it's just learning to love every part of it and celebrate the small wins. You know, the inches, the extra reps, the extra weight. It's just, I always see improvement, you know, and even if it's small, I can see something that I'm doing better, whether it's lifting heavier or going longer or my breathing's improved. So definitely looking for those things and seeking them out, and just the satisfaction of knowing that you did what you said you were going to do. You did what you wanted to do. So
I love that. Honestly, falling in love with the process. Again, like, these are like a lot of people think like it's complicated. Like, what is the key? But it's so simple. I know everybody who's going to listen to this has heard these things before, right? The thing is, how do you see it as? So when Brandi says she fell in love with the process, I want you guys to think about two things, all right? School and work. Now, if you haven't been to school in college, we've all gone through grade school, all right? If you don't work, we've all gone through school. But school and work, these are how these two relate to a process, to fitness. Hear me out. with work, when we show up, when we work an hour, our boss doesn't hand us the paycheck for just working for an hour. We know we wait either to the end of the week or every 2 weeks, right? And so if you can do that with work, we can do that with fitness. That's what falling in love with the process means. It means that even though you're not getting paid in the moment, you know in a set amount of time, you will reach that goal. All right. Same thing with school. All right. A lot of us go, I know Brandi and I, we went to the same college. But for those who didn't go to college, this is the same scenario. You go to school and you're expected to graduate, to get a career, to make a certain amount of income. Now, in that moment, you're getting educated. But at the end of the day, you have to wait 4 years for my college students. You have to wait 4 years to reap the rewards of your hard work. You can't just do 1 year and come out and then expect to get a high-paying job with a good salary just because you did 1 year. You have to wait the 4 years. And even though it may not be easy, that's what the process looks like. All right. You've seen somebody reach the goal, get paid more, or you heard a story about them. And that's what's encouraged you to start, and you take pride in finishing. So I love that you shared that, honestly, because I can't put words in your mouth. You've let the people know, you've let me know, and it's not as complicated as people think. I appreciate that. For sure. For sure. For sure. We got to have you up here again.
Absolutely. I would love that.
Definitely. We got to track the progress, maybe 3 or the end of your 6 months. Talk about, what else has changed for sure, because I know it's going to be so much motivating and inspiring, just like you found your why to a lot of other young ladies and men as well. Yeah. Definitely. I love it. Well, that is it. That is all. This is the New Level Podcast, the #1 podcast for people who actually want confidence with their bodies. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, you got value from it. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're listening to this on Anchor, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, leave a review down below if this podcast episode gave you value. And if you are watching this on Facebook Live, #replay. Leave your biggest takeaway in the comment section down below, because I would love to hear from you all and answer you all's questions. Without further ado, this is Coach Jay and Brandi signing off. Peace. We out.